This is Leaf Life. All things cannabis for all people. Now, Ricker and the Bearded Lorax.
Hey, we make a magazine called The Leaf, and it's available in print in 14 states at your local cannabis retailer. When you're picking up that pre-roll, pick up a leaf. It's free. It's also available online for free at leafmagazines.com. I'm Mike Ricker, your host of Leaf Life, with my co-host and the founder of The Leaf in the year 2010, Wes Abney, also known as the Bearded Lorax.
I speak for the trees.
And of course, there's AJOG.
Hola, aloha, OGs.
And Mary J. White.
Baked with love.
In the game of speed, competitors have been proving their prowess on the blacktop since the advent of the motor engine. So how does a motivated team move beyond the checkered past of cannabis and across the checkered flag onto the champagne-sprayed podium? This is auto racing and cannabis.
Nice.
Load up that high octane.
Yeah.
That gas, baby.
Our first segment, a team sport. Yeah, really does take a whole team to get that thing on the track and winning. And our second segment, driving cannabis marketing. But before we get educated, we've got to get medicated. So let's get stoned. Oh, yeah. Wherever your day's led you, now it's time to chew up, drink up, fire up, smoke up, get in the mood as we introduce this show's Greg the Guinea Pig.
Hi, I'm Greg, and Ricker used to try his weed out on me. But now it's someone else's turn to be the guinea pig.
And this time the turn goes to Joel Martin. He's the co-founder of PRC Retail Chain in Washington State. His partner was on last week's show, Motocross and Cannabis.
Ooh.
And Joel is the father of a professional competitive race car driver. Wow. How about that, brother?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Leaf Life Podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
About time we got you on this motherfucker, man. You've been in this business for at least 15 years, just like Wes has.
Yes.
I've been down for 8 years myself, and AJ's been in for, 10 years, something like that. Mary, we've all got legacy, and it's about time we get to have a peace pipe and share it together, Joel, and chew the fat, brother. So let's find out what you're going to be hitting as we spin AJ's wheel to see what's in AJ's stash.
AJ's stash.
All right, AJ, what do you got in there?
All right, y'all. So what we got here, coming to us from the beautiful state of California, above the clouds.
Yeah.
We got some sour pez, my friend. If you'd like to open this and smell it, I got a bowl loaded for you right here. Let me get this going.
Sick, sour pez.
Sour pez,
Joel's
some
an old
premium bomb flower coming out of California.
Joel's an old grower.
There you go. Drop that in that jar for me.
Okay, here we go.
That's the restash jar. I like to take my flour out of the Mylar bags and put it in the restash jar for best preservation.
Yeah, it smelled good.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's do this.
Okay.
Oh, Joel.
Are you ready? Are you ready to go up?
I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
That's a sativa, is it? The sour what?
It sounds
Sour
like
pez.
Sour pez.
Yes.
That's a sativa.
One thing that's kind of cool about their packaging, they have these little grippers on here, you guys. It's the first time that I didn't struggle opening one of these Mylar bags. It's very interesting. It's different.
It's like the little kind of rubbery grip at the top, so
absolutely
you can
customer
open it
friendly.
easier. Yeah, Mylar bag.
How was it?
Nice. Yeah, kind of an earthy taste. It's kind of a more of a definitely not fruity or anything like that. More of an earthy taste, I'd say.
Sour pez.
Yeah.
Sour pez.
Well, there's some Cali weed for you there, brother.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Brought that all the way up in my
Nice.
suitcase through TSA.
Allegedly.
Broke the law. No, I did it.
And you didn't get fondled in the process?
Fuck yeah. It was
Yes.
great.
He likes it.
Ay, ay, ay.
He puts a rubber fake gun right in the
Oh,
front.
Jesus.
See how many
Just looking
times.
for the opportunity.
Yeah. I'm ready for my pat down.
All
Ay,
allegedly.
ay, ay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep it exciting.
All right, so let's do it, man. A team sport. So you guys race at Monroe Speedway in Monroe, Washington. And you've got a really nice car. You sent me pictures, right?
Yeah, I sent you a picture of it. Picture a mid-'80s Fox body kind of with its own custom panels on it, running a 4-cylinder engine, not a V8, but a 4-cylinder.
Really?
A Fox body Mustang.
Fox body
Mustang. Oh, okay.
Wow.
For the car that we have,
Beautiful.
there's quite a few different types of cars out there, from Volkswagen Rabbits, Honda Civics,
You can race a Honda Civic?
Yeah, you can.
You haven't seen that on the freeway yet,
It's
Mary?
yeah. You see the way these guys drive? They'll just take it to the track.
Wow.
Dude, in LA, I've seen this a number of times. Late at night, you'll get like a club, a racing club or a car club or whatever, and there'll be 5 of them that sit on the freeway and they slow the fuck down. I've talked about it on a previous show. And then 2 of them will race on the freeway. Wah! And you're just like, what the fuck is going on here? You're slowing me down, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's a little scary in my opinion. No. But I mean, it's hard to respect that when you actually have been on a track and you've got pits that you're dealing with and spectators and things. So you just, as much as I love the speed and I like to go fast, you got to respect the roads, right? And so, save it for the track. But all sorts of different cars in our class. We are in the mini stock class.
Okay.
And out at Evergreen Speedway, they have probably up to 13 different classes. So kind of a car for everybody, right? Like if you like the bigger cars with the V8s, the Pro Late models, the Outlaw figure 8s, these guys get out there and they're going for it, and they've got big motors, lots of power. And then you've got all the way to the Youth Hornet class, which is 12 to 14-year-olds, starting out in little 4-cylinder cars. Again, little Honda Civic or a little Acura Integra.
8th graders.
Wow.
8th graders,
Sure,
12 years old.
Acura Integra.
Don't even have a driver's license.
Correct. Oftentimes never even driven a car until they get out there at practice.
Started at the bumper cars.
Yeah. And so, what we did with Lyndon, that's my stepson, Lyndon. Yeah. He's currently 19 years old. But when he was 14, he was struggling in his grades a little bit and trying to kind of light a fire, right? And looking for something to do with the family as well. I mean, I grew up around it a little bit. My uncle raced at the state line over in Spokane.
Wow.
So, yes, Spokane, Washington. Some of my most favorite memories was being over there at the track with my aunt and uncle. Oh. So thinking, hey, let's try to incorporate this into our current life and see if, what we can do with this. And so I found a car. Paid $1,000 for it. It was a Ford Probe that somebody had been currently racing out there, and they were moving up to a different class. So it was a good opportunity to put him in a car, and it was kind of haven't really looked back. I mean, we've been out there every other weekend from like April until October. Wow. There was one season we were out there every weekend because we decided to do 2 classes. He was in the anyways, so we started in Youth Hornet and have moved up to mini stocks. So here we go.
And his grades have improved.
His grades have improved. I mean, they improved. He's actually off at Central Washington or
University.
Yep.
Okay.
And he's trying to, figure out what he's going to do. But currently, he's in physics and geology. So that's kind of
good for him.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you can do math really well. All right. Well, let's we should foster that. Let's, otherwise, you're going to be doing a trade, which is awesome. There's plenty of that, and so I kind of want him to do a trade, but at the same time, if he's good at math and all that other stuff, let's get him in school and see what we can do. So
I was sharing with your partner that my dad was a high school auto shop, wood shop material science teacher. And so I grew up working on cars, and, my dad would take kids that English teachers or math teachers would write off. And they'd be like, oh, this kid's a little asshole, or this kid has no future. And my dad would take those kids and send them into the trades. And, you only need so many poli-sci majors, political science, or so many English degrees, so many gender studies, But today, plumbers start out making, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year in the apprentice area. Yep. And then they're 6 figures, welders, tradesmen. So we need more people, men and women, that want to get their hands dirty and work on cars and work on toilets, because we all got to shit and we all got to drive somewhere. So it really 100%. Is a good thing to even go out and see a race and like see mechanic stuff working. Because a lot of kids these days, they're not even getting their driver's license at 16. I was hearing Dr. Phil talk about that.
Really?
Because they're comfortable being at home and on the internet.
Wow.
And so we need to get people out of their comfort zone and then go hear the roar, hear the rush.
Something. 100%. Like I think nothing is more exciting than, and then knowing that these kids are 12, 13, 14, even the 55-year-old guy out there tearing it up. I mean, it's amazing to watch. And, and these kids out there, I mean, they're out there helping their parents on their car. I know Lyndon, he was doing more of the work on his car than I was sometimes because I'm, essentially the car owner, and I'm running around buying parts and stuff. So I'm doing my part. Right. And then it's like, okay, kid, I know you can do brakes. Let's do this. And so, but
That's powerful.
Yeah. I mean, we've had to pull motors and put in trannies and do it, before the next race.
And then it's keeping them off the streets as well. And now you've got this family dynamic that galvanizes around him getting better and building his expertise and actually doing so, because it's competitive. Yeah. And you've been on the podium.
Oh yeah. We've been on the podium, and we've had races where we've been, second to the last lap, and we're in first place, and it's a restart, and we get you have an accident. You get taken out, or you mess up and you take yourself out, and it's a pretty humbling learning experience at the same time. And you find yourself asking yourself a lot of questions, of like, oh my gosh, what just happened? What am I doing? What am I doing?
Wow.
I just literally, my kid was just in a major accident, like literally spun around in circles,
scary.
doing 50 miles an hour into a corner off, and just to clarify, I'm his spotter. So sometimes I take responsibility for that. So
now what does your wife have to say about endangering this child's innocent life?
Go for it.
Yeah, she's
Not
like,
a
it's
toddler.
about time. No, she's going crazy on the sidelines like most mothers. She's gripping her fingers till they're turning red.
That's right.
And she's about ready to pass out like most moms would do.
Yeah, okay.
So there's nothing different there.
Okay.
But it's health. It's a family deal, right? Like
it's a team sport.
It's
brother.
a team sport,
Yeah,
and
everybody has to be in.
all the moms kind of feel the same way. So she's not alone out there.
Yeah.
You get used to the feeling after a while, but I mean, without the family support, there's a lot of teams that just wouldn't be able to do it. So.
And the truth is that if your kid's speeding around a track, they're not probably speeding in Tukwila, Washington, where there's notorious street racing, or going to get in a car with someone who doesn't know how to drive, who's like, I want to drive fast. And I tell my kids that all the time. Like, don't get in a car with someone who thinks they know how to drive fast.
Because they're
Call me.
Yeah.
So I think, better to have them be dangerous in a safe space than to go out into the world and be a little crazy.
It's funny you say that, because I've had Lyndon tell me, like, I got a ride home from this kid from school and
scared
the shit out of me. I had to straight up tell him, like, hey, I know I race cars. You do not have to show off to me. This doesn't impress me.
Good.
I'm not impressed.
I'm so glad.
Like, I'm scared right now. Like, let's not do, these roads aren't meant for it.
Come to the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a free ticket for you, buddy. Just come on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Joel, hey, now it's time for you to play Gas, Grass, or Glass. Nobody rides for free.
Don't spill the bong water. It's time to play Gas, Grass, or Glass. Nobody rides for free.
I think today the grass is cheaper than the gas.
No shit.
Oh my goodness, right?
What a change that is.
Definitely.
So, Joel, am I referring to gas, grass, or glass? That's it.
Yeah.
You remember that bumper sticker, right? Gas, grass, or glass, nobody rides for free?
I think it said ass.
Oh, yeah.
I can picture it right
now. Gas, grass, or glass. Number one. In the March 2024 flower issue for Northeast Leaf magazine, New York Sour Diesel graced the cover. It should be noted that this was the most purchased strain in the state of New York at the time of print, according to data from Headset, which is reflected in a 2-page spread of all Leaf magazines called Top of the Pots. This profile documented the top 10 strains in 14 states, and the article can be found at leafmagazines.com. Gas, grass, or glass, Joel?
What?
It's not a trick question.
I'm going to say glass.
That's incorrect.
That's not right.
Imagine that.
New York Sour Diesel is a grass, brother.
Yes.
I know that.
A cannabis.
I don't know why. That's one of my favorite strains. I think I just kind of blacked out looking at all of you, and I was like,
It was an
am I right now?
intentional, a mind warp.
Am I right now?
He lost focus.
I did lose focus.
It was the sour Pez that made him forget about the New York sour diesel.
That's right. I did just smoke, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
You're the first person ever to miss one on this game. So, congratulations.
That's great.
Number 2. This is a piece called Grave Dabber and was featured on the cover of California Leaf magazine in April of 2024. A couple months ago, the designing company called Molten Art Classics had numerous pieces profiled in all the Leaf magazines, as well as a who's who of other world-famous blowers. Gas, grass, or glass, Joel?
Well, yeah, that's going to be glass.
That's correct.
Yeah, well, I didn't just kind of black out this time.
Right in front of you, bro. The California Leaf magazine.
Boom.
Grave Dabber.
Absolutely beautiful.
Go check out all Leaf magazines at leafmagazines.com. And now, number 3. This was the result of missing a connecting flight in New York en route to Baltimore for the 2024 Maryland Leaf Bowl due to inclement weather. After being shuffled to a dank hotel in Chinatown so generously provided by Delta Airlines, it was either the suspicious yet delicious Kung Pao calamari or a foreign bacterium from the tap water that caused the volcanic disruption in your current Leaf Life host's fragile stomach for the next several days. Upon the flight home back to Los Angeles, the turbulence in the sky was not only felt in the cabin of the aircraft from the shifting pockets of air at 30,000 feet, but the shifting pocket called the stomach that was so violently cramping, demanding escape whilst your host attempted to have a friendly conversation with the nice LA County jail inmate counselor who confessed stories of the rat-infested facility in which she worked. Gas, grass, or glass, Joel?
I imagine that was a bout of gas.
That's correct, yes. It was very uncomfortable, very painful. Not the same gas you put in the tank of a race car, brother.
That's right. 110 octane is what we put.
Wow,
in
that's
those cars.
a lot of
gallon.
Well, it depends on where you get it, but it's generally about $15 a gallon.
Jesus God.
Well, that was high octane in my stomach, I can promise you.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
If you want to discover cannabis news, reviews, entertainment, and culture, and explore every Leaf magazine at your convenience, search leafmagazines.com. Coming up in our second segment, that's the third time I've promoted that website. We'll dive into how auto racing is a fun way to drive cannabis marketing. We'll get another spin of AJ's wheel and kick it all off with another episode of Where in the World with Mary J. White. Leaf Life continues in just a moment.
These products have intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming.
Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment.
Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug.
There may be health risks associated with consumption of these products.
For use by adults 21 and older.
Keep out of the reach of children.
Some of the wardrobe, including Ricker Wes's sick lids, provided by Grassroots California. Check out the dopeness at grassrootscalifornia.com.